Good morning, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. It's about 9:40 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. On the West Coast, the left coast of the United States, yesterday afternoon, Mrs. Pelosi in her home district, her hometown now of San Francisco, California, gave a talk to a gun control crowd. Oh my goodness, was she off the wall? So it's a long talk. It goes on for 45 or 50 minutes, but we have extracted five of the more extreme things that she's said from them. We're going to play them one by one, and I will comment after we play them. These clips are maybe 15, 17, 20 seconds long, and they're very interesting. And by the way, tell me if you think Mrs. Pelosi is all there. Here's the first one.
Raise the age to buy weapons of war, which is we call some of these guns, from 18 to 21. That age was recently reduced in Texas, and that's why an 18-year-old was able to buy that gun.
So this is the beginning of the federalization, the federal control of firearms, which, of course, according to the two most recent Supreme Court opinions on it, and we know one's coming down any day now. We don't know what they're going to say, but we think they're going to loosen state regulations. But according to those two opinions, one by Justice Scalia in 2008 and one by Justice Alito, both 5-4 opinions in 2012, the states are responsible for the use of handguns and not the federal government. She can't define what is a weapon of war. She would define any weapon, since only guns she likes are the ones that the U.S. Marshals carry when they protect her. So that's not going to go anywhere in the House of Representatives. Here's the next one. Take a look.
Outlawing high-capacity magazines. Why do they need so many rounds in a magazine?
Why do they need so many rounds in a magazine? Turn on Fox or CNN or MSNBC and watch what's happening in the Ukraine, Mrs. Pelosi. Watch what happens when the government breaks down and the people have to defend themselves. Watch what happens when more than one person, evil person, comes after a good guy with a gun. Why do you need more rounds? Why do you need more sheets of toilet paper? Because these things happen, Mrs. Pelosi. Open up your eyes to the reality of the world.
Banning bump stock sales for civilian use.
So bump stock is a device that goes into a rifle, which turns it into a fully automatic weapon. So automatic weapons have been outlawed in the United States since 1934. Theoretically, it's even unlawful for the military and the police to have them. I say theoretically because the military and the police probably do have them. So a semi-automatic weapon is one where you pull the trigger and one round comes out and the next round comes in ready for you to pull the trigger again. That's most weapons. That's a revolver, or that's a handgun like a Glock or Kimber. Names of popular manufacturers of weapons that police and those trained use. An automatic weapon, and again, most people have never seen one other than a movie, in which case it's not real, theoretically, is one where you hold the trigger down and all of the ammunition comes out with just one trigger pull. A bump stock is a device that turns a semi-automatic weapon into an automatic weapon. Bump stock hasn't been used in the United States since the killing in Las Vegas, which is now 5 years ago, and bump stocks are already illegal everywhere in the United States. So she wants to make that which is already illegal again. Here's another one.
Some people don't like it called the red flag law, but it's actually has another name. It's the extreme violence prevention order. It enables people to appeal to the courts to have an order for people who should not be having access to guns to have them.
So again, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Most states have red flag laws. I have condemned red flag laws. They permit a judge to send the police to the home of a person and remove that person's lawfully owned, lawfully possessed, lawfully stored guns because of an unproven allegation of something that didn't occur. So a red flag law will say if Johnny Jones or Susie Smith had an argument and they're mad at each other and they each have guns, we better go and take their guns. That is punishment without a crime, punishment without a charge, punishment without a trial. All red flag laws are unconstitutional. What Mrs. Pelosi wants, and this is what Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican in the Senate, wants, is for the federal government, which can't order the states to enforce red flag laws, to bribe them to do so by offering them cash if they promise to set up red flag procedures. Red flag procedures because they're punishment before trial, because they're punishment without confrontation of the witnesses against you, because they're punishment before you do anything wrong, are profoundly unconstitutional. Here's the last clip of this crazy woman.
As we get through those, we will be having a hearing and marking up the assault weapon ban following all of that.
She looks like a mad woman. Between her and Joe Biden, is there a full brain between the two of them? I don't know. So she wants an assault weapon ban. She can't define what an assault weapon is, except that the weapons she wants banned are carried by the people who the taxpayers pay to protect her. All of this comes down to the government interfering with fundamental rights, your right to own property and to due process before it's taken away, your natural right to self-defense. Remember what a right is. It's an indefeasible claim against the whole world. Your right to live, your right to think as you wish, say what you think, publish what you say, worship or not worship, travel, privacy, your right to defend yourself. These are rights. They are not subject to governmental interference. If they're not rights, if the government can interfere with them, they're not rights, then they're privileges. And if they're privileges, then the government can turn them off whenever it wants. But when James Madison authored the Bill of Rights, he knew exactly what he was talking about. He didn't say the privilege of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. He said the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. How many politicians recognize that for what it truly means? Judge Napolitano for Judging Freedom.